Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you learn to make more money in less time and have a lot more fun. I'm your host, Paul Sanneman. I'm founder of Contractor Staffing Source. We help contractors build great teams. Chris Scoville from Improvifi is my guest today, handling the thing most of us have a problem with is money, right? How many times have you heard, I'd love to do it, but I can't afford it? Well, I think Chris might have an answer to this problem for you guys. So Chris, tell me how you got your company started and what it does.
Sure, great. Thanks for having me on, Paul. Really appreciate it. Name is Chris Scoville. I'm the CEO and founder of Improvifi. Well, how did I get into this thing? Well, let's go all the way back to 1987. Take you through a quick journey. I promise it won't be a long story. Started doing custom homes in high school, Roscoe Construction. Started doing roofs in Florida in 91. Said, oh my goodness, it is hot out here. I do not want to do roofs. I'm going to go get into the financing game. So in 1993, I started doing construction of permanent wholesale lending nationally with a bank down in Florida. And I have kind of been in the financing space since 1993 now, specifically dialed in and working with contractors. So we go all the way back to the 80s into the early 90s. And now it's 2025 and we're pushing up on 2026. And I started this company when I retired from a company called Service Finance, which is Truist Bank now. We did a $2.2 billion exit, and then I exited and kind of retired from that and started my own company to build kind of something so different. And we'll talk about it a little bit in today's podcast. I wanted to bring something different to the marketplace. I wanted to bring an entire turnkey solution to a home improvement contractor to better help them with lending, training, support, and technology. So we kind of packaged up a consultative business in the box, financing in the box approach to this whole game, Paul.
Okay, so what makes you different from the other companies that do lending like you do?
Yes. So, and I'll be nice because I don't compete, I collaborate. So let's say that a contractor is using a lender. And they're with this lender that has a rate sheet full of programs. They will typically enroll a contractor, give them the rate sheet, say, go sell our programs. And that's kind of, you might get a
sale. It won't cost you anything. We'll give you commission if you sell them. We're done. Have fun, right?
Here's your banking programs. Go be a banker or a contractor, right? Sell our stuff. My approach is, how can we integrate better financing solutions, plural, into your business? How can we train your team on how to present and offer financing at the point of sale and the point of need better? How do we give you support to that? A deal desk to call if you're in trouble, a client success manager attached to the account for help. And how do I bring technology in to give you soft credit pull from a mobile app so you can help convert these folks at the point of sale that don't have any money, that want to leverage it, right? So our consultative approach is 4 pillars. It's lending, training, support, and technology. It's more of a business in the box. That's where we're really different. To the lending, to be more specific, we have what I've coined as the lending ladder, which means, Paul, not all consumers that your clients are facing are all the same. Not all of them have an 800 credit score, and they all want a 12-month same as cash. Some might want a promotional loan. Some may want a short-term or a long-term. Some may want to use the equity in their house.
Wait, back up. Chris, what's a promotional loan?
A promotional loan is, and we'll tie this to the real world. You're watching TV, Ashley Furniture comes on and it says, buy a bunch of furniture and don't pay for it for 5 years.
Okay.
That's a promotional loan. No interest, no payments, 5 years.
Okay.
Very great, right? Because it drives people to buy stuff from Ashley Furniture. More than just one chair, they fill up the whole house. So promotional lending is its own little tool within the toolbox, right? So the big difference between us and them is we're going to offer all of the loan programs and solutions at the point of sale so we can help these contractors help these different types of people with different needs.
So how do you go let's say I've got home improvement or HVAC company, and I've got somebody who wants to go out there, and they're uncomfortable with money. And they don't it's not their thing, right? So how do you train the person who's doing the in-home sale to be comfortable with offering financing without feeling weird?
Yes. We create a laminate for them. to use at the point of sale. So we turn that air conditioning company into their own consumer credit center. So the contractor can speak to this. Would you like a 18-month same as cash or a long-term loan with the payment option? Open up the mobile app, scan the QR code, apply, approved, high five the customer, get paid. So if we can take the very complicated world of financing and we can train the sales reps on how to speak to this, the laminate, and open up an app to scan a QR code, we're 97% of the way there.
So now what about credit approval? I mean,
Sure.
does it take a long time, a short time? Because the big thing is you have a limited time in the home, right? And when they say the worst case scenario is, oh, you were denied, or I'm not sure, or we need to find out. And then it sort of breaks the whole mood, you know?
Yep. That's why we have the lending ladder. So what that means is this. We always presumptively, or we'll ask the customer, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your credit? What do you think your credit rating is? So I take you to our proper lending solution within our consumer credit center. And they go, well, I got an 800. Great. We're going to go to a prime lender. If they're honest with us and tell us the truth, it doesn't matter anyway, because everything we do is a soft credit pull, which means you're not going to negatively impact the customer by applying. If they're honest with us and say, hey, man, I've got real challenge credit. I have like a 650. We're going to take them directly to our buy deeper lender in the lending lender. So our mobile app is set up where it's super prime, subprime secured, personal loan credit repair.
Okay.
Yep. But you're right. I mean, you've only got limited time, but you've also have limited comfortability. Right. So you don't want the person applying at 8 different loan places and being declined and then finally getting approved on the 9th. So you want to ask that question. Hey, how do you rate your credit?
So, do you actually train the salesperson who has to present it to the client on what to say and how to say it?
We train not just the sales rep. We train their sales manager, the CEO, the CFO, the CMO, the entire C-suite. But Paul, we go a step further. We want to train the person that's answering the phone to set the appointment. Here's the reason why. In financing, we want to offer it early, always, often, and in everything we do. So if the appointment setter has a customer on the phone and the customer says, hey, we ain't got any money, but we need an air conditioner, and that front desk person doesn't know that that company has a financing solution, they're missing everything. 80% of the sale could be made right there. So the front desk person needs to know, yes, we do. In fact, we have a consumer credit center. So when Chris comes out at 5 o'clock tonight to meet you and Mr. Smith, ask him about our special spring promo. So if we want to drop the cookie and the crumble off early in the game to let them know we're kind of priming the pump, when Chris comes out, ask him about our special financing solution we've got for this fall. So the person at the front desk needs to be trained. The sales reps need to definitely be trained.
Okay. And so it might be a competitive advantage because we can give you 12 months same as cash and the competitor doesn't. I mean, that's the promo thing, right? Like,
I think it's more important of a takeaway. Like, hey, look, this air conditioner ain't cheap. You're not excited about buying it because it's not a pool and it's not a deck. But you know what? We're going to take the pain away. And the pain at the point of sale is the cost. So if we can take the price tag of $20,000 and reduce it to 18 months, same as cash, no interest, 100% financing, or $160 per month, no prepayment penalty, which option works best? Big fat price tag on a thing you didn't want to spend, 18 months, same as cash, no interest, or a low monthly payment option with no prepay. At least the contractor has a fighting battle now against the objection and obstacle.
Right. And so you say what differentiates you is your user interface as well as your training and coaching of the team on how to integrate your products into their sales process.
Indeed. But to speak to that point, we're very different. We're a differentiator in the marketplace, which is really nice, by the way, to be in a blue ocean. But at the same breath, we also work with contractors that are already using a lender. So let's say a contractor calls Improvifi. They're like, hey, we've heard you guys are awesome. We want to hear what you're about. But we're really happy with our OEM, our manufacturing buy down that we have on our Lennox, blah, blah, blah. Right. Do we have to get rid of our current lender? Our answer here is no, we don't compete, we collaborate. And what that means is this. If they're working with, let's just pick on Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is their lender, and they're happy with two of the programs that they're getting OEM manufacturer buy down on, whatever it is, a rebate, who cares? And they get with us. What if we could finance another 25 or 30% of their portfolio because of my buy deeper, because of my secured loan, because of my personal loan, because of my no dealer fees to 20 years? And we could pick up another 30% of market share because they've plugged us into their consumer credit center with Wells Fargo. So my take is we don't compete with any other lenders. We collaborate. And again, that's another differentiator because most lenders will tell contractors, you have to use us in first position. You have to get rid of your lender. We're here to disrupt your sales process. No, when a lender comes into a contractor's business and they disrupt the sales process, you are making the people upset that you don't want to make upset. And those are your sales pros. So we don't do that, man. We like to collaborate with people and not compete.
Okay, cool. So then the big question, what does this cost?
Millions. No. That's an investment. So we have a couple different layers to the game. New in business, and let's define it because I'm not sure exactly who your audience is, but let's maybe we'll help them. A new in business guy is, hey Chris, I just opened up my air conditioning business 6 months ago. I need financing. They're under $1 million a year in annual sales revenue. Their EIN is 6 months old. They're considered new in business. A new in business client with us gets a limited menu because we can't get them enrolled with a lot of the really cool things until they're in business for a year. That package is $1,500 a year, no matter how many users they've got on the platform. A pro level would be the next level up. Hey, I've been in business for a year. I do 1.5 million in annual sales revenue. I've got 15 reps. We're in 14 different states. They're going to be $2,500 a year for the whole package. And the ROI on that is about 1.56 deals. And here's the reason why. And I'm a big numbers guy, just like you. I've broken down the average dealer fee of what we have compared to our competitors. And 87% of our loans fall under no dealer fee programs that we offer in our portfolio. So if a competitor is charging 6% for money, and I'm charging 0, and the average ticket is $20,000, 1.56 deals in funded by me, and the $2,500 investment is already paid for the rest of the year's cream cheese. So we've got the numbers. We've got the numbers crunched pretty well there.
Okay, so I would say anybody. I mean, a lot of folks say, how would you work for a remodeling contractor? Let's say,
I love remodelers.
I want to do $100,000 kitchen. I'd really like a $150,000 kitchen, but our budget's only $100,000. But I really like that new countertop, and those windows would be awesome. Can you help me out?
Yes, and I love remodelers and renovation companies because they typically shy away from financing. Here's the reason why. They need progress pay. Because if it's let's use $150,000. I like that number. $150,000 project, but I can't wait until the end to get paid. See, a lot of lenders will only pay these guys at the end when the job is complete. But what remodeling and renovation company can carry $150,000 debt for 6 months? So with that solution, I would use our unsecured loan solution that does progress pay. So 25%, 25, 25, 25, or 30, 30, 30, 10, or 50, 50. Progress pay means we're going to advance fund you on the project and then pay you up at completion. There's different percentiles to that. So that's one solution for a modeler.
Now, I have a question for you, Chris. Who determines what's 25%? Is it the bank?
The contractor. The contractor chooses it inside the portal.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So but who says, yeah, I'm 25% done? The contractor says he's 25% done.
Yeah, he submits a digital payout, goes via email or text message, and then the lender will send that money when the consumer says, yes, release the money.
Okay, all right.
So it's between the consumer and the contractor and the bank that we're all in agreement that, hey, look, we're at this threshold. It's a line item cost breakdown, or it's a percentage. Right. Another great thing that we have that others don't have are secured loan solutions that go from $15,000 to $400,000. And in that scenario, specifically for remodelers, works out really well because people would like to use the equity in their house to pay the contractor this big $150,000 remodel project. Now we're dealing with a cash customer because we've gotten them the money so they didn't have to go to their bank or their credit union. So those two solutions between unsecured to $150,000 to a 20-year and or a secured solution between 5 and 30 years at the point of sale with no dealer fee are very good for remodelers and renovation contractors.
Cool. Okay. Yep. Well, I would say anybody who is not using finance as a sales tool is probably missing an opportunity. Would you agree?
They do. And if I can make an illustration real quick.
Sure.
So I'm a contractor and I go to the point of sale and the customer has $10,000 and they say, I'm going to pay you cash. Here's $10,000. And this is to your point, Paul. Well, that's great. We're going to do a $10,000 mini project, not what their dream project was. But if we bring in the financing side and get them approved at $50,000, now we can show them best, better, good, or good, better, best. The limiting mindset belief of a customer saying, I have $10,000 and I only have $10,000 spends will land a $10,000 project for a contractor. If a contractor shows up and says, hey, keep your $10,000 in the bank, go buy Bitcoin, leverage Wall Street for the 18 months, same as cash, or the loan with the payment option, and pay this off with no prepay, will allow the consumer to actually put the projects on the home that they actually wanted in the first place. So right. It's called upsell, cross-sell, or showing best, better, good, or good, better, best process. Right.
Cool. And your staff will help train the contractors team in how to do this, right?
Yeah, we have an entire university. It's called School. I've built 8 training courses that they can take. And then there's advanced training courses. But we go a step further than that, Paul. On Wednesdays, we do live trainings like this where they come in, we present, we do Q&A. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do private trainings with our clients. It's consultant via one-on-one with a contractor to do private trainings. Like today, I did role play and scenario closings with a roofing company out of Pennsylvania for an hour.
So I would say that what seems to be the differentiator between you is most lending companies are just into lending. They're not into building a system that helps the contractor.
Treat it like a commodity. They unfortunately treat it like a commodity.
Right.
And it's boring. They make it boring. Here's your rate sheet, go sell. I mean, it's more of a relationship and a partnership at the end of the day because
since you've been doing sales training, I think this is really useful. So my suggestion is if you're not happy with your lender or your lender isn't helping you sell anything, they're just saying, here's a box, go sell it. I think, Chris has a great solution because it does differentiate you from the lenders I've heard about in the past.
Yeah, it does. And I was there. I've been with lots of the lenders that still exist and they're still doing what they do.
Right. Well, they're not.
They haven't adapted and they haven't changed, and it's a shame.
Not that compassionate and aren't they? So, how do people get in touch with you, Chris?
Real simple. I'm not going to make it confusing. Head over to Improvifi. It's IMPROVIFI. Fill out the little form, and we set up a consultation to learn about your business.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks. I appreciate being here, Chris. And I would say that if you're not using finance as a sales tool, you're not financing, for lack of a better term, right? You're just offering as an alternative versus a way of actually getting more business. So, Chris,
offer it early, offer it often, always, and in everything you do, and watch your sales skyrocket, whether it's with me or not.
I think that's great. Chris, I really appreciate being here.
Thank you so much.